Hello there friends and followers, and welcome to this X-Plane 11 video. Today I'm very excited to do my very first flight in South America. We are going to be flying today the Flight Factor A320 service from Rio de Janeiro International to Salvador International Airport in Brazil. So without further ado, let's get started. Let us get started by setting up the aircraft. I have connected the ground power unit. Fuel truck is in position, and the stairs, the passenger bus, as well as the cargo doors are open to load the aircraft. So let's head over to the fuel tab, and we're going to set the fuel to about 8,000 kilos of fuel. That's close enough. Passengers, we're just going to say 2/3 and say set. Cargo, about 2,000 kilos, and we're going to set. Okay, so everything is looking good, and we can go ahead now and start the aircraft. Battery 1, battery 2, and we can now connect the external power. We're going to set the ADIRS to nav mode. I'm going to turn on the fuel pumps. And we're going to head down here. Everything looks good. Nav lights can go on. And seatbelt signs on. Non-smoking signs on. And we're going to arm the emergency lights. Okay, everything is set here. And we're going to wait for the self-test to complete. And then we're going to continue with the MCDU. We are now ready to program the MCDU for our flight. We're going to begin with initialization. We are going to be flying today from Sierra Bravo Golf Lima to Sierra Bravo Sierra Vector. Flight number today is Q8123. Cost index is 10. And the cruise altitude for our flight today is 35,000 feet. 350. And IRS. Alright, IRSs are now aligned. We'll go to the next page and request our weight and balance. Everything is set for us here. And now we can head to the flight plan. We are going to be departing runway 15 today. Alright, in the interest of time, I have entered the entire flight plan, so we are now ready. We can cycle through the flight plan real quick to make sure everything is okay and that there are no discontinuities. Everything is looking good. We'll head here now and go to performance. And let's see here, V2 132, V rotate is 128, and for V1 we're just going to enter 128. Alright, let's check our flap settings real quick. We're going to head over to performance data, and as you can see here, flaps 1 and the trim is 1.2 up. So 1 and 1.2 up. And we'll enter that there. Flex temperature is 68. And we are now ready pretty much for engine start. So all's looking good here in terms of our flight plan. We can decrease the range here. So we're going to take off, and we're going to make an immediate left turn upon departure. All right, we're good. Let's go ahead and close the doors. We're going to come back here to the service. We're going to remove the fuel truck. We're going to remove the passengers and cargo. And we're going to now start the APU. All right, we're good. We can start the APU. And we're just going to wait now for the APU to become available. And in the meantime, we can set our altitude to 35,000 feet. 35,000 is set. Right, all is good here. And we're just going to wait for the APU. The APU is now available, so we can turn on the APU bleed. And we can turn off the external power. And we can dismiss the ground power unit now. Okay, so all's looking good. And we are ready now for pushback. So let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. We're going to turn on the beacon lights on. And all's looking good.
Starting pushback now, and you may start your engine.
All right, we might start the engine now. So let's go ahead and make sure the... Ooh. All right, thrust lever is on idle. And engine mode selector to start. And we're going to start with the engine number 2 first. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter. The altimeter is 1012. Alright, let's set the parking brake. And we'll start the engine number 1.
Connecting tow, please stand by. Tow is disconnected and bypass beam has been removed. Hand signal on your left, sir. See you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much for your service. We are ready now to complete the after start checklist. Let's head over here and change the mode selector to normal. And we're going to arm the spoilers, flaps 1 and 1.4 for the trim. There we go. Brakes on maximum, and we can turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU. And let's see here. Taxi lights are on, runway turnoff lights are on, and we are now ready for taxi onto runway 15 in preparation for departure. Yeah, everything is looking good here, and we're good to go. So let's release the parking brake and head over to the runway. Right, we're approaching runway 15 in preparation for takeoff, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on the landing lights, nose to takeoff lights, runway turnoff lights can go off, strobe lights on, wing lights on, nav and logo are turned on.
Approaching 15.
Okay, runway 15. And let's get on the runway center line.
On runway 15.
Right, here we go. To V1. Alright, V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear is going up. And we're going to begin our turn now to the left. Flaps are going up. Climb thrust. And at this point we can go ahead and engage the autopilot. Autopilot 1 is engaged. And we can disarm the spoilers. And everything is looking good at the moment. Alright, right, we continue to climb to our cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. Everything's looking good at the moment. And we are approaching 10,000 feet, and we're going to turn off the landing lights momentarily. We are, by the way, using Active Sky XP in this video, 10,000 feet. We can kill the landing lights. Right, and we don't need the nose lights either. And we don't need the wing lights. Everything else is fine. And everything is looking good now. Alright, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the flight now, and I will check back with you as soon as we level off at 35,000 feet. Welcome back, folks. We are cruising at 35,000 feet, which is our final cruising altitude for our flight. Looks like there are some clouds and some rain here at 35,000 feet, which shouldn't be a problem as soon as we clear this area of heavy clouds. As you can see, we are experiencing some turbulence, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the seat belts sign back on. And yeah, it should be clear the rest of the way. On a related subject matter to the aircraft that we're flying today, many of you have been asking me to do a full flight aboard the FS Labs A320, and I do have, by the way, the FS Labs A320 installed on my machine, and I actually went and purchased the expansion pack as well, the A319, and I do understand that FS Labs has gone under some very heavy scrutiny in the recent past, and I've actually stayed very quiet about the whole subject, and perhaps I'm a more forgiving person, and I decided to actually give them a chance and install the aircraft back on my machine. And I'm in no way, shape, or form endorsing what they've done, but here's what I have to say about this whole thing. I think they've done the wrong thing for the right reason. So these software companies are very small companies, and they don't really sell masses. I mean, they don't sell volumes, and they really need to protect their investment. And I think they were the CEO or the owner of the company was very well aware that he was probably doing the wrong thing. But in all honesty, maybe they were just frustrated. So you got to give people the benefit of doubt sometimes, even when they do wrong things. While I keep my high guard, maybe when using FS Labs, I continually scan for malware on my machine. There is a trust issue for sure. I mean, a lot of people have lost their trust completely in FS Labs. Others were not affected, and some people actually, I've spoken to a lot of people about this, and some people actually think that it's their right to do whatever is necessary to protect their investment. I just don't think malware was the right answer to do this. So definitely they've done the wrong thing for the right reason, and I sure do hope that you guys can rebuild your trust in FS Labs. It is really a great aircraft, and by testimony of real-world pilots, it actually flies very close to the real thing. So enough blabbing about that. I will probably do a flight on the FS Labs in the near future. Maybe I will post a poll and see where what you guys are interested in terms of the routes to fly. But until we reach our top of descent point, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the flight, and I will check back with you right before top of descent to configure the aircraft for our approach and landing at Salvador International Airport. Welcome back, folks. We are approximately 90 nautical miles from our destination. So what we're going to do is we're going to configure the MCDU now for our approach and landing. And to do this, we're going to consult the Active Sky XP weather here. So we're going to insert the station Sierra Bravo Sierra Vector, and let's see. So cloudy conditions there as we arrive, and temperature 30 Celsius, dew point 24. Surface winds 15 knots, 70 degrees. This is the METAR at QNH is 1014. Okay, let's go ahead and start entering this information here. Let me bring, let's see here if I can move this. Yep, there we go. And next phase, approach 1014, 1014. And the temperature is 30 Celsius. 30. And let's get the wind information. So we've got 070, 15 knots. 070, 15 knots. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, and the approach speed is 138. We're going to be doing flaps full today. 138. Decision height, I need to grab from the airport charts, which I don't have, so I'm just going to assume 50. Okay, so all is looking good here for our approach. Let's switch back to flight plan. This is the top of descent mark, and we're not far away from top of descent now. So let's head back to performance. As you can see, 80 nautical miles before top of descent. And the approach platform altitude is 2,500, I believe. We can check this here. Let's see. Yep, 2,500 feet. Okay, so we're all good, and just about 5 nautical miles from top of descent. I'll check back with you where we will begin an open descent to 2,500 feet. All right, we are at the top of descent point, so we are going to go ahead and begin the descent now. There we go. We continue our descent to 2,500, which is our platform altitude. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a beautiful scene here from the cockpit of the Flight Factor A320. And by the way, I'm using the X-Vision Immersive for Lua preset in this video. We are approaching 10,000 feet and the transition altitude. So let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. And we're looking good. We're at about 9,500 to 2,500. And that's the airport area ahead of us. We're going to make a slight left turn, and then we're going to intercept the localizer and land runway 10. We are currently at 4,000 feet and 250 knots. We're going to go ahead and turn on the landing system here, and on this side as well. And we're going to arm the spoilers. And auto brake on medium. Alright, so we're going to now wait for the aircraft to begin the deceleration once we reach the approach phase. And we're going to accordingly adjust the flaps. We are reaching our platform altitude now of 2,500 feet. We should be there momentarily. And the final approach speed today is 138 knots. Here we go. We are beginning our turn now to intercept the localizer. Localizer is captured, so we're going to hit the approach button. And we're going to enable autopilot 2. Alright, we're going to go to flaps 1. And we're going to lower the landing gear. Glide slope is active. We have some really heavy clouds here as we arrive at our destination. I still don't have the runway in sight. Speed check, flaps 2. Alright, everything is configured for our approach. Signs are on, spoilers are on, flaps are full. We are at about 138 knots. All's looking good. The runway is in sight. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and take over. So let me disengage the autopilot. And it's my plane now. 1,000 feet. We're still looking good.
Approaching 10.
Localizer is good. Line slope is good.
500.
500 feet.
Above. 100.
100 feet to go.
Minimum 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard 10, 5.
And touchdown. Bit of hard landing there. Reverse green. Braking. And welcome to Salvador International Airport in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at our landing. Well, folks, this brings us to the conclusion of our video today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you have any questions, as usual, please do post them in the comments section below. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.